The Lakers have landed LeBron. The NBA's preeminent insider, Adrian Wojnarowski, is here. Tell us everything you know.
A 4-year, $154 million a max deal. That's what he can sign in L.A. Likely an opt-out after 3 years that could put him back in free agency or negotiate a new deal. But this is a seismic shift in the league. The best player in the NBA going from the East to the West. If you look through history with L.A., Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Wilt Chamberlain, Shaquille O'Neal, all from the East to the West, all found their way to L.A. And now LeBron James tries now to 3 championships away from Michael Jordan to go to the place where, you are able to recruit the best players. And this is such a bigger play for him than just basketball and winning. His entertainment company going to Hollywood. In a lot of ways, it is the logical next step, maybe final step for LeBron James. And now the work for Magic Johnson, Rob Pelinka, to start building a contender around him. They don't have enough to compete with Golden State or even Houston right now. Maybe not even Oklahoma City. But you can rest assured now the Lakers are going to get more aggressive in their pursuit of Kawhi Leonard. They had held back in how much they had offered the Spurs for Leonard. Leonard's focus has remained unchanged, I'm told. Okay. He wants to be a Laker, and he'll be a free agent next year. He could potentially go then. But the Spurs are ready to do a deal if they get the kind of package they want back. And the idea of a LeBron James, Kawhi Leonard partnership in L.A., that sends tremors to the NBA.
The Warriors already the favorites, right? What they do, they go out and sign Boogie Cousins. Yes, Demarcus Cousins, 4-time All-Star to a 1-year, $5.3 million offer. That's according to Adrian Wojnarowski. Now, Stephen A. Smith spoke to a source that said all the players and Steve Kerr signed off on the addition of Boogie with the feeling that it's a low-risk move because he's coming back from that torn Achilles, not expected to be back until around Christmas, maybe even the new year. And as I mentioned, clearly the Warriors have won 3 times the last 4 years, the overwhelming favorites to do it again, according to Westgate Las Vegas Superbook.
Demarcus Cousins is a Golden State Warrior. Let's welcome in the undefeated Mark Spears, one of our fine NBA reporters. He's at the Sacramento Summer League. Mark, you just got off the phone with Boogie Cousins. What did he tell you? Why the Golden State Warriors on a 1-year deal?
Well, I'm in Sacramento, his former home, right outside his new locker room with the Golden State Warriors, and I talked to a very emotional Demarcus Cousins. Keep in mind, he had that Achilles injury right after the All-Star break, and in the back of his mind, he wondered if it really was going to affect him majorly in free agency, and it did. He told me he got 0 offers. 0 offers. This is a 4-time All-Star, one of the best players in the world, 0 offers. So he was certainly confused. He was certainly hurt. He said about 5 a.m. in the morning in Vegas, he got on his balcony, thought about everything, called his agent, Jared Nakana, woke him up, and started talking about different scenarios. And one of the scenarios was going to the Warriors. So early in the morning, he called Bob Myers, the Warriors general manager, talked to him. He said he was certainly shocked that DeMarcus called him and was interested in taking the mid-level exception. Then after that, DeMarcus said he spoke with Stephen Curry. He spoke with Kevin Durant. He spoke with Draymond Green. These are his former Olympic teammates, USA basketball teammates, knows them all really well. Their excitement about having them on the team, having him on the team, really lifted his spirits, really made him want to come. Stephen Curry's excitement surprised Cousins and even pushed him towards the Bay Area even more. So then after that, around a little bit past 8 p.m. Eastern time, DeMarcus Cousins called Golden State, said he was coming. He called it his chess move. He called it his ace that he wanted. He didn't expect to play, but he wanted to play or had to play. And he wouldn't go into what other teams perhaps were involved, but he's super excited to go to the Warriors under the circumstances. Talking about a guy who hasn't played in the playoffs yet. I talked to Kevin Durant, and he said that what sold Cousins to come in there was the winning culture and the togetherness of the team. And 3 of those 4 All-Stars convinced this other All-Star to come to the Bay Area.
I'm going to make this short, as you see just now. This is a little late coming out, I almost didn't want to make this, but since I'm on a trend of like everything that's big that happens in the NBA, actually I'm going to do both. That's been somewhat huge that's happened in the NBA right now. Since I kind of do this pretty much all the time, I'm going to just do it now. Obviously, number one main thing, obviously, My reaction to LeBron going to the Lakers. It sucks. I'd rather him stay in Cleveland because I'll be honest, I'm probably becoming somewhat of a Cavalier fan only because of Kevin Love, Tristan Thompson. Believe it or not, even JR. Despite that blunder, like he does have a title, he does have a ring. He was huge in that Game 7 and those late threes that brought them back into the game when their Golden State was about to start pulling away. I miss those guys. I have to be honest. They spent all 4 years with LeBron. Well, J.R. Smith 3.5 years. He was the first half of the season. He was still a Knick, and then when they traded for him, Shumpert, and that Timothy Mozgov, it was like the second half of the season when they got them. Anyway, so yeah, it sucks seeing him go to the Lakers. I'm definitely not buying a Laker uniform. I'm not a Laker fan. I didn't think against the Lakers at all, but why should I just all of a sudden become a Laker fan? I'll root for them only because LeBron's there. The second he retires, I will follow the Lakers no more. I'm not a Laker fan. Nothing against them, but I'm just not a Laker fan. I'm not a bandwagon. I'm not just going to be I heart Lakers. I'll be honest, I'm probably still somewhat of a Cavalier fan just because of this Love and Thompson. I don't think JR might be there next year. He may get traded or just retire. If I'm him, I just retire. JR's got enough money. He's set for life. Love and Thompson, hope they do well. Hope Cleveland still makes the playoffs. They got good players. They may just barely make the playoffs, but if they really still make the playoffs, that's a huge success for them. To do that without LeBron, yeah. Dan Gilbert got his wish and he got his own team back. At least this time, the huge message that he sent to LeBron versus last time, it was like, I guarantee we'll win before that half-hearted SOB. Couldn't even get to 500 without him. This time it's much more positive in how he thanks LeBron, this and that, and he probably expected this was going to happen, that he's going to leave. Because clearly they weren't setting up for the future for another 4 years with LeBron to set his team up, and they weren't. Clearly, the talk that he had with Magic at 9 at night, all the way until midnight, because they talked for 3 hours straight, or 3.5 hours on, the agreement to join the Lakers. And he went up to his house, literally. He drove from, he didn't drove. He took a plane from, obviously, LA to all the way to Cleveland, which is almost the full length of the country. Which shows how dedicated and how dire Magic needs LeBron. And clearly it worked out because he's an LA Laker now. And he'll probably wear the number 23. I guess. He's still trying to prove that he's supposed to be the next GOAT. So I would assume he'd wear number 23, maybe number 6. Maybe he'll wear a totally different number. Not worried about that. Thought I'm buying a Laker uniform. Man, he wouldn't even look good in a Laker uniform. Just someone like him, I don't think he looks good in a Laker uniform. He looks good in a Cavalier uniform. I finally bought the last one. The last uniform of the Cavaliers, the City Edition, the gray one that says the land. I finally got his jersey of that and the shorts to match it. That's the last one I'm getting. I'm finally done. I'm not getting any of the Lakers one just because he's in LA. If I do, it's going to be so down the line, it might almost be when the season's almost done. I'm not buying one immediately. I don't think I will buy one, period. I'm not nothing against Lakers, but I'm a Laker fan. I'm only going to root for him only because he's on the team. With the additions of Lance Stevenson and Rajon Rondo and maybe a Kawhi Leonard. Haven't heard any news about it of him joining yet. Don't know yet. They almost leaned to Paul George, but at the last second he's like, I'll just stay with the Thunder. At least he's showing somewhat loyalty. Then show it to Indiana. I gotta show this quick. And also, obviously, after that, 2 days after LeBron signed with the Lakers, which was the top news of the NBA. Demarcus Cousins signs for a 1-year deal for $1.5 million. Or $3.5 million, correction. $3.5 million for the bare minimum for a superstar like him. He's only probably the best center in the NBA. Because I would say it's almost DeAndre Jordan, but Demarcus Cousins can do it all. He can score, he can rebound, he can bully ball, shoot from the three. His only true weakness is his attitude, you know? Like they say, he's a bully, and that's his only issue. If he would just mature up, he's a veteran now. He's been in the league for at least, 6, 7 years? Mature up, man. Grow up. Draymond has, clearly. Yeah, he'll still have his moments, but it's not near as bad anymore. Demarcus needs to do that same thing. Oh, he better now that he's in Golden State, or else they won't tar with this BS. They'll get rid of him. They didn't sign him for no big deal. They can afford to get rid of him. Of course, they did get rid of their only decent send, JaVale McGee, to the Lakers. So I hope that works. You know, McGee did pretty well in Golden State the 2 years he was there. And I was surprised in the finals that the moments that he was out, that he had to guard LeBron, he guarded. He was able to guard him because he's really long and he can make up a lot of ground, and he might be a surprisingly really good one-on-one defender for people maybe his size or smaller. He could probably guard forwards and maybe some guards, so maybe he's a potentially good asset to the Lakers. I hope. I hope he's not a bust. Hope Lane Stevenson does really good. I've never disliked the man. I never had to like him because of his antics against LeBron. Never thought I'd say it, but I'm rooting for Lane Stevenson now and Rajon Rondo. But yeah, Demarcus Cousins signed to the Golden State Warriors. I think it ruins the league. It's making them the most stacked team in NBA history. I can go on and on about this video, and I might make a part 2 to this. Or not. It's 3:21. I gotta take a shit. Gotta brush my teeth before my dad wakes up in 10-ish minutes. So yeah. People say, I've been hearing a lot. Whoops, didn't mean to do that. I've been hearing a lot of rumors about people, or I've just been hearing people saying they're not ruining the league. They're keeping the league popular and famous. And I'm like, okay, if they really think ratings will not go down this season, let's watch it. Of course, he's recovering from an Achilles injury, so there's a very high chance he may miss almost all the season, all the way until the playoffs. That would be the worst timing for everyone else in the NBA for Demarcus Cousins to come back healthy for the Golden State Warriors, because the Golden State Warriors can probably win 60 wins without him, at least 55, at least. But if they stay healthy throughout the season, oh yeah, 60 wins minimum for the Warriors. And if they got Cousins right before the playoffs, got him 5-10 games. If he missed the first 72 games, but he managed to play the last 10 games of the season, probably on minutes restriction, but at least the last 10 games of the NBA season, does real well. And coming into the playoffs, he'd probably be ready enough to probably start. They'd sweep everyone. I don't think they'd lose. My dad says, oh, they ain't sweeping Houston. They beat Houston, but they wouldn't sweep Houston. No, they'd sweep him. Because Houston lost Trevor Ariza, which is probably their best one-on-one defender. That hurts. Literally, no one's going to go to Durant on Houston now. LA has to get Kawhi. I don't like hearing the Lakers don't have to get Kawhi this year. They can get him next year. Do know, LeBron James is going to his 16th season right now. This coming 2018 season. Next year, 2019 season, 17th season, he'll be going. He'll get that much older. He ain't getting any better. He's going to start getting older. Father Time will catch up. He will start aging. It's going to start showing. Might show this year. They have to get Kawhi to be even competable in the playoffs against someone like Golden State. LeBron's finals window is really closing now that he's in the West with a much, much tougher conference. Also in the same conference with the Warriors. So pretty much their finals will be the Western Conference Finals, probably against Golden State. If they beat Golden State, Lakers will probably go on and win the finals against whoever comes out the East, because the Lakers will be battle tested. They would have already played against the best team in the world. They probably would have already went to Houston just to get to Golden State. But it doesn't matter. They would have went through much tougher teams. I think the Lakers would win the finals if they managed to get through Golden State. So Lakers gotta get Kawhi. Even if you don't want him this year, at least Kawhi's implanted into the system. They know Kawhi. And if it works out, they got a much higher chance of winning the next year. With him already with 1 year with the Lakers, much higher chance to win the next year despite LeBron going into his 17th season. But they need to get him now. If they don't get him now, he stays and remains in San Antonio and he sits out because he's upset with San Antonio and doesn't want to be there. Lakers, they won't get far. First, second round maybe at best. And LeBron going to his 17th season. They pick up Kawhi out free agency. What's the point? Anyways, I gotta cut it short. The NBA season's gonna be interesting. Especially only because LeBron's in the Lakers. Outside of that, nothing too much new. Like Demarcus Cousins signed with the Warriors, but he's gonna miss probably all of the season, the whole season. All but the last 10 games maybe. Who knows? Maybe he'll come a lot earlier. I don't know. They have to be patient with him. That's all I gotta say. I'm upset about it, but hope it doesn't work out for them. For the Lakers, I hope it does. LeBron, he's not a Cavalier anymore. Now he's an LA Laker. Didn't think it would actually happen. I wasn't surprised. I was shocked. I thought there was still a chance he'd stay in Cleveland because he made a promise somewhat that he would remain with Cleveland all the way until he'd retire. He made a point that he would stay there until he retired. He didn't, and oh well. And yeah, that's what I gotta say. He's an LA Laker. If he won one with the Lakers or two, that would definitely upgrade his GOAT status. That's all I gotta say about that. He's an all-time great. Hashtag LeBron is the GOAT of this generation, hands down. Sorry, Kobe, but LeBron's the best since Michael.